Why Gus Fring is one of television's most perfectly constructed villains. Gus Fring isn't frightening because he's loud, volatile, or theatrical. He's frightening because he treats emotion as a flaw to be engineered out. In Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan didn't create a villain who rules by intimidation. He created one who rules by control, of systems, of people, and most importantly, of himself. Gus Fring feels disturbingly real because his evil is organized, disciplined, and quietly rational.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White. You are not a cautious man at all. Your partner was late, and he was high.
Firstly, his authority is built on invisibility. Gus Fring's first appearance is intentionally mundane. When we meet him in Season 2's Mandala, he's courteous, restrained, and easy to overlook. He manages a fast food restaurant, speaks with warmth, and blends seamlessly into his environment. Nothing about him signals danger. That's the design. Gus understands that power doesn't need to announce itself. By avoiding intimidation, he disarms suspicion. His presence doesn't demand attention. It earns compliance over time. When violence finally surfaces, like in the infamous box cutter scene, it lands with far more impact because it shatters the calm persona he so carefully cultivated. Next, he reduces humanity to function. To Gus, everything is operational. People are assets, variables, replaceable components in a larger machine. This is why he can discuss murder in the same tone he uses to discuss logistics. In his worldview, violence isn't sadistic, it's corrective, a response to inefficiency. Yet this emotional detachment is partly an illusion. The death of Max, revealed in Hermanos, Season 4, is the moment Gus stops allowing himself to be human. Rather than process loss, he seals it away. From then on, discipline replaces grief, and revenge becomes the only emotion he permits himself to act on. Next, civility is his sharpest tool. Gus never sounds unreasonable, even when he's threatening someone. When he confronts Walt in Cornered, Season 4, he doesn't explode. He lays out consequences calmly, almost politely. His menace comes not from rage, but from certainty. He speaks as though outcomes are inevitable, not chosen. Even his most violent acts are carried out with ritualistic calm. He doesn't rush. He doesn't explain. The silence does the work for him. It sends a clear message. For Gus Fring, brutality isn't emotional, it's administrative. His morality is rooted in order, not compassion. Above all else, Gus values stability. He builds contingencies, safeguards, and hierarchies. The Superlab isn't just a business venture. It's a monument to his belief that control prevents chaos. In this sense, his conflict with Walt is ideological as much as personal. Walt is impulsive, pride-driven, and reactive. Gus is patient, systematic, and preventative. Gus believes suffering can be minimized if everyone simply obeys the structure. What he never acknowledges is that his structure demands cruelty to function, and that by placing himself at the center of it, he becomes the very chaos he claims to oppose. His fatal flaw is obsession disguised as discipline. Gus Fring doesn't fall because he's sloppy or impulsive. He falls because he can't let go. His fixation on Hector Salamanca isn't strategic, it's personal. In Face Off, Season 4, Gus needs Hector to witness his dominance. He needs him alive, aware, and humiliated. That desire betrays everything Gus claims to stand for. In that moment, revenge overrides logic. Emotion pierces the armor he spent decades constructing, and it costs him his life. Conclusion. Gus Fring endures as one of television's greatest villains, not because he's vicious, but because he's precise. He is controlled, calculated, emotionally insulated. His evil doesn't erupt, it functions. It builds systems, enforces rules, and eliminates inefficiencies. And ultimately, it collapses under the weight of its own rigidity. Gus Fring reminds us that the most terrifying antagonists aren't fueled by anger or chaos. They're fueled by certainty and the belief that feeling nothing makes them invincible.